I can't believe I've been talking this whole time with no audio. I appreciate you, Alvy. Oh, I see. That's Primogen. That's Primogen. I know who that is. I know who that is. That's Primogen. I'm not Primogen caliber. I'm not worthy. Anyway, as I was saying quietly to where nobody could hear me, the rendering is working the way that I want it to now, and no bugs. And we added this cool effect right here to where it like kind of looks like an after image, but really what it is it's just kind of mess ups. It's not. It's like bad timing where the event is not firing. But all I'm doing is I'm just storing the event and then just firing it a couple of times after. Pretty easy, and it just kind of clears it right up. And then the all the circles go down solid. I've seen a couple of instances where it's a little wonky, but and then there's that. What was that? I think that I'm running out of console memory or something like that. All right. That's definitely happened several times while I've been talking. What do you got? I don't know what seems good. Classy wave. All right, sounds good. All right. I'll just leave that there and see if we get that white screen again. Add a few more, I guess. I'd say that's about as saturated as it was previously when I saw the air. All right. So now, what we're also going to do is we're going to take baby steps, which I keep saying we're going to do, but now we're for real going to do it. Okay, the renderer, init renderer. That's something that we're going to move to the renderer.js function. Let's move it there. We already got one there, you see that? But we're going to copy this one, except for that, and then we're going to remove that variable from right here because we don't actually need it. Now we need to import that init renderer here. And that should literally be it. Uh-oh, we got a problem. I already know what it is. Maybe not. Console. Animate is not defined. Okay, now I remember. That's why we had to move it. Alright, new plan. We're keeping this one. Actually, let's just go ahead and roll it back. Then we'll have to figure out what, because I remember one of my categories from earlier was rendering. So we'll have to figure out what other category we're going to do. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. Okay. What's next? Animate, we can't do. Draw board. We can do that. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to pass in pegs. I'm going to try to make a drawing JS. Or maybe just, we'll call it renderer. Yeah, let's do that. I lied. We're going to keep renderer. And this is where we're going to put all of our drawing functions. Sound good, Alvy? Sound like a good plan? That's basically all of the rest of the functions, basically. Everything. All this. All of this. All of this. All of it. And that's going on renderer. Not this. We don't want this anymore. Change up that export. There's a lot that we're going to have to change about these. But before I forget, I'm going to remove them from main. They're already gone. And we want to import them. See, it's already looking better. Gotta get this right. There we go. Alright, now back over to that. Pretty much what we did earlier, which was wrong, was we did not pass in all of the stateful and then referential variables. And we were trying to do like move them into other files, me. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to keep all of the ones on main.js and then pass them if I need them anywhere, any of the other functions. All right. So pegs is the one that we need here. Also here, and we're going to get rid of that console. Pegs is referential here. Now here, we are assigning a value to pegs, which is an array. Now, if this works the way that I think it is, then this is going to change the variable, the array outside of the function, so that we don't have to return it and assign it. That's what I think, but we'll see. This is dirty is going to go away as well. We're not going to maintain that here, I don't think, but maybe we will. We'll see. Because we do have the other function here. We have the capability to maintain it. Alright, what else do we have? Selected shape. This all looks good so far. I don't see anything undefined here. The function is there. Maybe it doesn't necessarily need to be exported. It's actually a self-calling recursive function. Let's see, do we have any other... Really the thing that we're looking for is pegs. Pegs is what gets passed in all over the place. The mouse, raycaster, camera, we're already passing that in. Mouse position on target. Okay, I think we look good to go. Let's see if we get anything. Uh-oh. Syntax error. Okay, yeah. Another syntax. In JavaScript, I think you can only line break after punctuation, not before. Which kind of sucks sometimes, because sometimes it's convenient to have your punctuation before your line, because you know, if you need to just comment out a line in a list, it's just you can comment out the comma. This way you have to maybe break the comma depending on where it's at. Again with the functions. The file's called rendering.js. We have an undefined refire timeout. That is something that we can just add in, I believe. Refire timeout and is dirty can both be added in, I believe, to rendering. Unless there is another function that I'm not thinking of that will also, well, this one, but this one should go over there anyway. And then this one, but we don't necessarily need that like that. And I think it would be more beneficial not to have it like that. Alright, we need this draw function. And then the only thing that we want to do is that exactly right there. If it's not dirty, then we don't want to draw it. And then at the end of this, that's the only place we're setting it to not dirty anymore. Dirty, if you don't know, means that it's been modified. Or at least that's how I'm using it. Alright, let's see. Oh, we forgot the let keyword. Animation.animate. Oh yeah, we need to export and then import the drawboard function. Something is undefined, and that would be because we're not passing in pegs to the function clear all previews. Doesn't need to be exported, but that's fine. We need to go all the way down here. So here, pegs needs to be added as a reference variable, which a reference variable is second to last next to the optional variables, where the subject variables are first and the predicate variables, if there are such variables, will exist after them. Coding theory. What am I doing? What am I doing? Discussing upper level things and then like forgetting what I'm doing. I'm doing something that's like IQ level 70. That's just how it goes. That's the life of a programmer. Sometimes your IQ is, let's just say there's a high level of variance. Got good days and bad days. Maybe it's just me. Maybe. Alright. So unfortunately, yeah, there's going to be a lot to modify here. Starting with this. Anywhere this is called, that's it for there. And This is bound. There it is. Yeah, so we're adding the event listener there. This argument needs to be pegs. And this argument needs to be pegs true. Or those arguments, rather. And let's see how we did. Bad. We did bad. Alright, what happened? Forgot it here. Another error. Forgot to import 3. What's next? Pegs is not defined on 22 because we need to pass it in. I don't know, what do you think? Is this better or is object-oriented better? Is redefining the arguments every single time better? This is where I was thinking I kind of wish I was using TypeScript. Because if I was using TypeScript, at least I could define a type or an interface for the arguments. And then I could reuse it and extend it and all that stuff. And it just sounds wonderful to me right now. But I'm not so good at setting it up. I suppose I could try. Maybe later though. I don't think I want to do that for this one. I'm almost done. Feels like I'm almost done. Always feels that way. Alright, what now? The geometries. Where can I steal that? Try again. Shapes. I know where that comes from. Pegs.sum is not a function. On shapes.js. Shapes.js. Position is occupied. That's on shapes. Interesting. So we're going in there from add point, and it's saying that pegs.sum is not a function. So somewhere we've got the arguments not working correctly. And here there's this .draw function, and you can see shape, position, color, pegs on this draw shape function. Shape, position, color is preview. No, that's not right. Okay, we got no more errors. That's a good thing, but I don't know if you noticed, but there's not really any lights going on. What's going on with that? Well, could be here in the renderer where we are mutating pegs. Could be not what I thought. I could have to return that. Let's see if that's the case. We'll return it from this function, which is called add shape at position. It's fine for it to get recalled like that, not a big deal. And then the only other places that gets passed in here, or bound, whatever, to the window. So we're gonna need like a wrapper for this. I don't know, handle it. We'll call it handle it. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Handle it. I'm fine with handle it. Alright, it doesn't seem to be working though. So we're doing this from renderer, right? That's where this is? Yeah, that's correct. And we're supposed to be setting is dirty as true, and we are. And the animate loop is over here, and once it gets back over here, this dirty is no longer set to true. So we're going to need to maintain that on the other side, and our wrapper is going to be perfect for that. I'm thinking the refire timeout will be okay, since it's just meant to keep our little, what do you call it, timeout pointer. Oh man, I got stung by an ant on my chest. Yeah, what was I saying? Something. I don't know. What's up, guys? What's up with my job? sucks. Whatever that means. Alright. Song kind of sucks, dude. Change it. Yeah, a lot of these songs are from the other playlist. They just made a new playlist. It's annoying. Alright, the is dirty has to be maintained on the other side. And then I guess... yeah. Alright, so from here, we got to handle it. Copilot sucks sometimes, I swear. Alright. Is dirty is true. That's where that comes from. There's another place where it's supposed to come from, too. I'm a little worried about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get there. See how it's shaped. That's the one place. That's where we get it from when we do the click and the hover. But right here is a secondary one that we're also doing mid hover, basically. So I don't know. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe that's unnecessary. It does seem unnecessary. Why would we need two? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, so there is dirty is true. And then we only want to call drawboard if is dirty. If not off. If it is dirty, then we draw the board. And then if we draw the board, then we will set is dirty to false. What is it now? Oh, we got refire timeout. Not defined here. No, I took out the let. We got more errors. Who is dirty is not defined in renderer. I meant to remove that. That's another thing too, is we have to now return the pegs from here. Since we're going to be mutating it, right? And we have to pass in scene. I mean, that would be why we're not getting anything rendered. There we go, right? Well, almost. How come it works and then it doesn't work? What happened? Okay. I mean, it's a good sign. Excuse me. It's a good sign. All right, what do we got? The pegs is undefined. Are we returning it properly from everywhere? I guess is the question. Here we are returning it, and we are passing it in. Over here, what's the function that we're calling? Add shape at mouse position. You see, we're passing it in there as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth argument. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're returning draw shape, which will return pegs, which is passed in as the fourth argument. Not getting any preview either. Is there something at the top that kind of let me get rid of that try catch. That try catch is nothing but trouble. You think they're going to be a good idea, but they never are. There's no substitute for just seeing the error. You know what I'm saying? Alright, what is this? Go home. I don't want to see thousands of errors. Oh my god, I can't even click on it. It's moving so fast. There used to be a pause button on this. Okay, yeah, click on that again. Pegs.filter. And then what is it? What exactly is it? Cannot read properties of undefined reading length. So it's not passing in pegs. How's that? How is that? I don't know if it's the right way to do it or not. Well, it's still saying it's undefined, huh? We got pegs. We got scene. Also, I don't have to do that because I can see where I'm not doing that in the render function. I'm just passing in the global variable, so that's not what's going on at all. I think it doesn't start out as undefined, honestly. Something is undefining it. You know what I'm saying? Something is mutating it. I don't know how, but it's not getting where it needs to go. Pegs.length, yeah. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's getting reassigned here, kinda. Let's just return this value instead of assigning it. I don't think that's gonna be it. I really don't. I think I'm missing an argument somewhere. Somewhere it's undefined because it's not specified. See, it's still happening. Is it directly on the function? I don't think so. Add shape at mouse position is what we're working with here. And we got event, camera, scene, pegboard, pegs. Event, camera, scene, pegboard, pegs. Event, camera, scene, pegboard, pegs. Exactly. Then we have is preview. I'm just going to change that to false. What happens when I do that? As you can see, nothing. Alright, I think I know what's going on. Let's see if I'm right. I think that what's happening is that the clear previews is mutating the pegs array, and when that happens, we need to return it to here, right here. See? This is a mutation. See? Mutation. I think that the way that this, I don't know, we'll see. Hey, there we go. That was the answer. Alright, circle needs work. We're gonna work it right now. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, so I mean, all we gotta do is return and pass in the pegs, right? In shapes. So as circle is right here. Pegs we have as the third argument. That's perfect. It's a referential argument. Actually, now that I think about it, it's a subject. That is what we are changing, but I'm not gonna change its position at this point. So here it says we're returning new pegs. I can dig that. And then what do we do with add point? Also returning an array. Yeah, so we should be good to do that still. Where is it that we are mutating our array and then not changing it? I'm not sure. If it were the same thing, then it would be that. Let's see, let's check add peg. Here we're returning peg, but we're never mutating pegs within this. Maybe the clue, maybe I can get a clue from looking at the commit history, or the difference, whatever you call it. How is that the only change we made here? I guess it's further upstream somehow. Position, color, pegs is preview. Right? Position, color, pegs is preview. Points are great. Circles are bad. Why are circles bad? Good question. Both are returning arrays. At this level they are. Further up there should be no difference at all. I don't think that there should. Is that? Okay, I scrolled over. That threw me off for a second. Let's go into this function again. This is the problem. It's the refire. Because it doesn't happen for the points. Oh, never mind. Let's console log this out and see what we get for the two different shapes. So we'll say let shape equal draw shape, and then we'll do console log the shape. I'm gonna call it TT because I don't care. We got somewhere else for console logging. Where is that? Oh. That's the bad part of having the entire dependency thing in your main repo. Dependency management is good. They say they're coming from the same spot. But yeah, it's going up. That's good. And then it breaks before then. So I don't even get to see it. So, where is it breaking before then? So weird that it works for one and not the other. One being circle and not the other being point. Or, you know, the other way around. And then when I look at the changes that I made here, not that. When I look at the changes that I made on shapes, where the difference I would assume would be, not there. Not there indeed. Let me make sure I'm in the circle function. So we should see that console log whenever we're adding the circle. Good. Well, at least there's that. And then we're returning this array of new pegs. But what if I just return this, just one peg, the first one, and an array like that? That's the only difference that I can see between the two functions. Still the same thing. Still undefined for filter. And it's like it's not even assigning it. Alright, what's going on here? What is going on here? Are we getting into here and then returning some undefineds possibly? I mean, we can test for that by doing that. No, that ain't it. Peepo peas. Nastia NVR. Nastia NVR. I don't know what that means. You got me curious though. You really do. peg.userdata.isPreview. It's the sum function. Oh, and then it's a downstream. Oh no, someone who doesn't have 7 TV. I don't know what that is. Again, I'm too old. I'm probably too old to know all these things that you know. I'm 31, by the way. It's the most popular Twitch browser extension for emotes. Okay. Are you here to promote that? Or are you, yeah, I don't know. Alright, now we have a different error going on. Now this is add point. I think that's what's going on. Some of our click events we're not necessarily supposed to be reassigning this somehow. So let's see that. No, you just drop random emo. I mean, they're fun. They're fun. I'll check it out. 7 TV. I'll check it out. But yeah, I don't know nothing. I'm like living under a rock for the past 6 years. Somehow we're getting an undefined here. Now, in theory, again, we just get rid of this altogether. Then we should be able to draw. Should be able to draw everything again. Still no on the circle though. Add circle as draw. Right? What do you got? Because they're cute and 80% of Twitch use 7 TV. Okay, fair enough. Cute is cool. 80% is cool. Twitch is meh. so far. I haven't had a very good experience, but I'm a lazy person. Maybe if I put more work in. Maybe if I made my room cooler. Maybe if I started doing hype trains. I don't even know what that is. What's a hype train? I'm ready to begin my Twitch education. My Twedjucation. Alright, where the hell does this become undefined? That's bothering me. It's crazy. I think I had it a second ago to where it wasn't undefined too. How deep am I in this? I'm very deep in this, so there's no going back. Pretty much got to get this worked out, like right now. I got some loud neighbors. Alright, where are we going with this? There's a couple of ways that this could be becoming undefined. And I think that for one thing, we probably want to add this check to the outside here, because we don't want to do anything unless it's a click or hover on the actual rendered element. Right? Where's my music? You guys hear how loud that is? I have to work while that's going on. Alright, so far no errors. Damn circle. Alright, yeah, so I was gonna do this. This right here. Because I think what's happening is a couple of things now. But primarily, when I was clicking on the drop down, it was reassigning the pegs to undefined. Okay, what do we got? User data rendered. User data is undefined. Okay. That's something else. That's potentially a problem. Let's get this to console log out the pegs. So that way we can see right before the error what it was. Okay, we got the hover event going. That's because we don't have the clear event. Looking good. Until we get to the circle. Which does all kinds of crazy stuff. Why? 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 That's not right. There we go. Beautiful circles. With some pretty hellacious previews. But that's okay. Because I have a feeling that we're not clearing those previews out. There we go. And there we go. Now, where I previously thought that timeout was a problem, I no longer think that it's a problem. But we do need to, I guess, return the value from here. I still don't see it doing the after image thing. We're passing it into this function. This function is returning it. That's fine. But that's not getting back to... Or at least I don't think that that's getting back to... Yeah, so we're returning here a function. Let's see. I need to use a promise for this. It sounds like it's going to clog up my thread or something. I don't like it. I don't like it. Also, why am I doing this? Double drawing the shape. It's a big old no-no. Alright. Any errors? No. Oh. We're gonna need to rethink the adjustment that we're doing here. Yeah. I guess thread doesn't really matter too much. See if ChatGPT can help us on this. Nope. I don't think that's right. I could be wrong, though. Let's see. It's not adjusting like it was. And you know what? I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna live with it for now. Alright, let's commit this bad boy. I do like not having that try catch there. That's officially going away. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, let's get this committed, and then I gotta go. Cleaned up, committed, and then me go. I like semicolons. You don't need them in JavaScript, but yeah, I like them. They help my eyes determine where the end of the line is, because sometimes the end of the line is not the end of the line. At least not for me, it is. Alright, looking good. That was a lot for what seemed like a little. But our main JS is now coming in at less than 100 lines, which means we're good. And then if we take out some of the trash that we're not using, we have even less lines. See? Even less. So that's great. I'm happy about that. I think that's going to be it for now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Nastia NVR. I'll check out 7TV. I'm also a fan of stuff like that. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Peace out.